This is Jerry Diamond, How to Get Out of Babylon. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, YouTubers. State of the OzArk Plateau address, weekly address. It's going to be real easy to keep track of, when the state of the Ozarks.net, SOTOP comes out. I cheat and I copy stuff, or just give you a reminder. So what I did, and I just saw, this was a cool article because it's history. I wanted to cover history, right? Give you the flavor and a lot of things to learn from history. What is the one thing that we learned from history class? That we learn nothing from history. If we don't learn from history, we're doomed to repeat it. Well, we're doomed to repeat it. And this is one thing that I'd say about my contention about the Ozark Plateau. And by the way, I was thinking earlier of writing this guy. And I've written him before once, and give him some of my material. Maybe he'll publish it. But in the credits for the Beyond Off-Grid documentary, I suggest you watch that. On my videos are a couple or three snippets from it that I haven't gotten any heat from them, and I don't think I would. The director just, totally is on board. He wants to write an end times Christian fiction novel based, prepping survivalist novel, because Michael Bunker makes a lot of money doing this, not because of that, but he wants to write it to educate people, and it would be not just set forever, it would be set, based, and built around the Ozark Plateau as the safe region in the country, and that I would be the main character. So, but in the credits, he said, because I was the Johnny-come-lately. I was the nobody. Like I said, I'm a nobody who's been nowhere, done nothing. I realize that. I know that. No big deal. So you got all these famous people, authors. Michael Bunker, he's the one that started the whole thing, and he's assigned, one of the hottest, top-selling Amazon authors in the world. In fact, Amazon Kindle asked him to write a science fiction novel in the genre of Kurt Vonnegut, Clockwork Orange. Yeah, that is an impressive request. So anyway, you got all these economists, and watch the video. It's a phenomenally well done documentary. Sopek said that it took it got about $250,000 in it, basically. So he invited all these real famous people, spent $5,000 to tour the Northwest. Paul Wheaton wouldn't let him even on his property, wouldn't even show him a rocket stove. So, and I forgot to put on, I had a lab coat, and I should have put on a lab coat with pencils in the pocket, and I have coveralls, my blue farm coverall. That's what I always wore. In fact, I wore them for the interview, but I forgot the lab coat, and I cut it on a Paul Wheaton. Well, I had a rocket stove there, an in-ground rocket stove, my trench rocket stove, and it worked beautifully. Anyway, watch that. Watch the actual documentary. Beyond off-grid, meaning we got to get beyond just prepping. We got to get off-grid, but we got to get beyond that. We've got to be able to reproduce not just food, but the tools and the capability and the knowledge and everything else. So, and that's well and good. And that was the message of the documentary. And in the interview, I said, I don't mean to try to sound trite, because I'm not meaning to be trite at all. I'm meaning to be deadly serious, realistic. But my Johnny-come-lately, the tail not wagging the dog. Oh no, we're screwed. All right, I'm going to wrap this one up because the battery's about dead. Well, it's not dulling down too much. The would be that my message is we need to go beyond off-grid, because you got all these preppers all over the country, and I wish that, this is one thing that people could do: copy and paste, get the message out there to other preppers, because 99% of them, well, if you're not in the OzArk Plateau, everything, all the work you're doing, all of your efforts, all of your building, your people who put hundreds of thousands of dollars into a property. Okay, maybe not $100,000, but look up Pure Living for Life, Jesse and Alyssa. Yeah. People paid them and the company that helped them $5,000 a piece, 25 people, $5,000 a piece to come build their house for them, their timber frame house. They're doing okay, But Cody Crone in Oregon, they're in Idaho, or wherever they're at. Michael Bunker's in Lubbock, Texas area. The other guys in Virginia, there's 3 generations, and they're phenomenal people. I'm not saying anything negative about them, other than the fact that, unfortunately, Michael Bunker, who in the video, he said that he used the phrase but didn't explain it. Ceteris paribus, all things being equal, and it's one of his major points, contentions. If things were equal, if all things being equal, this would work. So, things being equal, like if the shit wasn't going to hit the fan, you'd be okay, Michael, in Lubbock, Texas. You're not going to be. Noah Sanders, Cody Crone, Wrangler star. 2013, I think maybe 2014, Cody got the top award of every YouTube channel in the world. Phenomenal man, preaches a good message, heirloom tools, be able to, build things with your hands. He's a logger. Phenomenal source of information on, all that stuff involved with all that. You're not in a tenable position. It's all going to go up in smoke. Jesse and Alyssa, sorry. Y'all are sitting on top of a whole shitload of volcanoes. And some of them are going to go stratospheric. Yellowstone will, if it blows, and it probably will. And a lot of that's going to come east. But, there's nothing east of the Mississippi. If you have not done so, listen to my video where I read chapter 4 of There Is No Death by Sarah Lanel Manet. Somebody corrected me. I was saying Manette. French, Manet. Bidet. Get a bidet. Oh, I should have one over here. I'll get that. Sanitation. Defense. Weapons. Sanitation is a weapon. If you can stay healthy and everybody else dies, guess what? You win you get all the marbles. You win. So, a whole host of things. Salt, colloidal silver. Salt's going to come into play here in this article I'm going to read, but I have to shut this down and be done for the night. Dadgummit. Maybe I'm going to turn it off and charge it. I'll do another some. I can't do screen shooting with it off, though. Crud. Anyway, and I can't have it charging while my little wireless thing's plugged in. Catch-22. I can't do this and I can't do that. So anyway, yep. So that's the beyond off grid, because all these preppers out there, they think they're going to be safe here and they think they're going to be safe there, and I have taken so much shit from so many people on so many groups, mocking me, and whatever, we'll see. Mr. James Wesley, Rawls, the Pope of the survivalist movement, as I call him. A lot of leaders have been promoted. Read the book if you have to, but the principle is real simple. The Peter Principle. Now it is going blah, blah. Maybe. Nope. Oh. So, the Peter Principle. been promoted to their level. They've been promoted beyond their level of competence. And in a lot of cases, they have promoted themselves beyond their level of competence. They have no business advising people where to live. It's okay if you want to go live somewhere and risk your life and your family's life and everybody else that moves there with you that believes in you, but don't preach your sorry gospel, your false gospel, to other people and have them come with you. It's just not right. So, listen to, how do you determine who to listen to? I don't know. It's just everybody's got to make that decision. I made the statement that a lot of people are going to die because they thought they were smart enough to think for themselves. And on the group I'm on, Preparing But Not Afraid, which I said is the biggest archive of my writings, if you want to read stuff, I made that statement. What I did was I just forwarded an old article, strategic assessment of comparing the Ozarks to Switzerland, something like that. I can't quite remember the name of it. I never can remember the name of it, and I don't know why. It's just kind of But anyway, strategic level article, and in that I had quoted that. And so these two guys jumped on me, trolls. The one guy's just a troll from hell, Leonard Hartley. Just sorry. The only time he ever writes is when I write something, and I'm writing to save people's lives. I'm writing positive things. And he gets on there and he just rags on me and insults me and lies about me. And then his little sidekick, Richard Bromley, comes in. And so Leonard, for sure, is just a troll. And he should have been gone a long time ago. So anyway, he jumps on. Well, guess what? The point, because they're saying, I'm saying that I'm great and I'm intelligent and everybody else is stupid and everybody should listen to me. If they just read the whole quote, not just part of it, I said that's what I did. I subjected my intellect to somebody's. So often we need to subject our intellect to that of a greater, more educated mind in whatever area, whatever topic. In the case I was referring to in my case was, I listened to a Vietnam vet. Was he more intelligent than me? May have well been in a lot of areas. He was handling computer programming. He was the only person in an entire college level class that was understood what the hell was going on. Okay, the only one person, and that was him. So yeah, he was sharp, but his training, been around the world several times, been to Nam 3 times, Green Beret, and with all the things he would talk about Vietnam, he went to Africa. And I never heard anything about it. He would not talk about it. All he said was, that was an education. And he never talked about it. Talk about Vietnam, Denver police, all the people he killed, interrogating a VC prisoner. They had a water tank and they caught a rock python and put it in there like a 20-foot long snake. And, it's dark in there. They opened the lid, they wanted to interrogate this guy. Stuck him down in there, and when his eyes, adjusted, he saw the snake. I'll talk. Taco. So it's gonna go. Okay. So anyway, he's just I listened to him because he kept saying you have to have water. You're gonna have to, if you want to survive, you're gonna have to grow food. You can't grow food unless you have water. In the West, the government is going to control all water, even if it means dropping dog turds from 30,000 feet. Seismic sensors. He said we did it in Nam. B-52 flies over, carpet bombs, little teeny, look like dog turds. So one time, all they would do is they'd get a reading. There's some activity going on here. Shell it for a half an hour. Well, what had happened was, once you pour a whole little family of rock apes had found some military sea rations in cans and started banging them on rocks and throwing them up in the air. Well, the metallic signature and the ruckus and the noise set off the sensors. About half an hour barrage of howitzers, and there wasn't much left of that family of rock apes. Do they care? I don't know. They don't care. It's like the quote there from what's his name? Magneto. They don't talk about extinction. They just do it. Extermination. They just do it. Mass extermination. They just do it. So anyway, so I listened to him, and that was my point in that quote. And just like, hey, very few people have the capability to think rationally and to think, consistently without self-deception, without deceiving themselves. I've heard people say, I can do this, and I'm that, and I'm the other thing, and I blah, 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 I'm good at this, and I'm good at that, and, I'm good looking, and, whatever, and it's just wafting nebulous vapors up the farther reaches of the undercarriage of my torso, Don't blow smoke up my ass, And the people that do, these guys on these groups, like, oh man, no, you're evil, you're demonic, and I'm so holy and I'm so righteous and I have perfect doctrine. Smoke blowing up assholes. That's all they are. That's all they do. And like I said, women would call me and write me and say, that guy's a scum, and he'll be the first one to, now we're going to go dolly. I don't know if that'll affect recording or not, but I'm going to wipe it up. So, all right, so that is it. And then I'll charge it up, and I wanted to read this Walker Powell article. It had a lot of good stuff in it. But I just noticed as I put that up there, and I'm like, deep and blue, as I was talking about this water here, Ozark Springs. I'll bet you it's a cool article. So I'll screen shoot that when I have a chance and get it out. All right, this is Jerry Diamond. If you are listening to this, you are the remnant. You are the remnant. Where is the little doohickey? Now you can go to the website and read this, or look up the magazine. But I just thought it'd be a kick just to read it, and I'm getting into more reading too. Lights out. David Crawford. Yeah. Last Centurion? I don't think so. That's a little rough. Read it though. You'll be fluent in French by the time you're done, as Nova would say. I told her, I said, read the book, and I said, but just warning, there's a lot of French in it. Oh, that's okay. Thanks to you, I'm fluent in French. Come on, get over there. All right. Good night.